Now for our next filter, we're going to start in the same place as the low res, resonant low pass. So let's do a quick save as. And resin is a resonant bandpass filter, slightly different controls and ranges, but we'll be able to use most of what we have. So we're going to save that. And really need to break these. Resin. First argument has a gain. Um, so you could say we don't really need this, but this is much easier to grab and adjust than the argument to an object. So for now, we'll start with a gain of 1. Set a frequency. Let's up it to 1,000 for this. And Q still afloat. This is a little bit frustrating. Low res works kind of on a 0 to 1 scale. Resin works on a 0 to 100. So just think of it as a percentage. You can go beyond 100. It's not as quick to feedback. It's a slightly different equation in terms of the feedback. And we don't see the frequency spiking so much. We see frequencies going away below and above the cutoff, which is where the gain, built-in gain comes in. So um, stay with a Q then. 50. Two of these again. Let's get our receives slightly out of the way. Holding the shift key down. And I still held it down, so command click to get it to stop. Get an option drag on those and set those up as well. So that leaves these a little more clear on the input. We can still use the same. We need a gain control. And got one over here, 79, control in 79. Sorry, I'm hitting all sorts of buttons. Going to scale that to, well, first I want to make sure it's coming in. And I'm going to scale that. Go to 127 input. It's going to scale from 0 to, let's say our overall input could be 6. And it's okay that our input ranges above 1 because we're going to take so much energy away from the signal in this filter that we really will want to boost it significantly. Floating point, just so we can track. And we can make all of this a little cleaner, actually. Let's say send gain. Over here, you can bring this in the same place and say send CF, which is a handy abbreviation for either center frequency or cutoff. And send Q. We do have to make one adjustment over here, and that instead of going 0 to 99 or 0 to 0.99, we're going to go to 100. And we can check our scaling. We need to change this filter, this floating point. Just going to put one in without a minimum and a maximum. So even though I was setting scale values above 1, I had a maximum of 0.99 and that box was cutting it off. And it was actually cutting it off. It's not just not displaying it. So I'm glad I caught that. Um, Cutoff frequency and an overall gain for the filters. Then we can go down here and say receive gain. Receive cutoff. And receive Q. And I can copy those. Hook them up. And hook the filters up to the gain. Now, nothing that I've updated up here has actually been sent to the filters, so I should just get my initial arguments. And you already hear what I'm talking about. It's much lower signal. So I'm going to bring the gain up. So you said I brought it up to 6. So I might want to bring this scaling value up to 8 or 10, but I'm going to stay there for now. And the Q, bring it up. And even as I get to 100, I don't get the same feedback that I was getting before. So slipping over, can actually go above 100, but 0 to 100 is most useful. Going to play around a little bit more. Shifting this up a bit. Going down. Getting a bit of filter ring. So maybe bring now you're hearing also probably some background fan noise from my laptop because I'm doing video capture and it's trying to overheat. But that's the resin. So the added gain control, because you're taking a lot of energy away, you can pump it up above 1. Center frequency, as before, was cutoff frequency, now center frequency. Q on a different scale, but works in a similar way. We've got the rest of this hooked up. I'm going to keep this as a separate video, save this as the filter demo resin, pick up from there in the next video. Last one's a little bit different, offer some different capabilities. So we'll get there.